Hi all, welcome to this 89 upgraded League player Politano player review, folks. This looks a nice looking card with 93 pace, 87 shot, 87 pass, 90 dribbling, 40 defending and 70 physical, obtained by doing several objectives to kind of obtain 89. It's not too difficult, but it's still a little bit of a grind to do. So because smash the links, be awesome, sub to the channel if you're new, follow me on Twitter at GSLegend. All links are down below for playlist and channel and social media links as always. Comment down below if you've done them at all, or even the 87 for that matter, and also what you got from the pack from it as well, and the notification bell would be awesome. So 3 objectives of Ace Attacker, you've got finesse winger and also a cross base objective as well. The Ace Attacker is the one that will take a bit of time. We got quite lucky, we managed to win 3 games pretty quickly, and then we lost a couple which just were gone against us, and then we won 3 pretty quickly in concession, got the 6 done. And as long as you score with him, I put him at striker. That's the best tip I can give. Play him as like a striker, and you'll be fine. Also make sure it's a full Serie A. The speedy crosser, I had to just use. I just had to ask people. I got lucky with one game where somebody was happy to give me all the crosses. I don't cross, so I kind of needed that. And finesse winger, I was able to get that as we were doing the objectives. That was fairly straightforward. Whenever I was scoring a goal with Politano, I was always trying to make sure I was finessing the ball into the back of the net. So 2 fairly straightforward objectives, one with a bit of time, but regardless, it's actually quite a worthwhile grind for an 89 if you've already got the 87. Especially since the 87, you don't need to do too much you just have to score, not win games. But in game, he is, as I say, 93 pace, 87 shot, 87 pass, 90 dribbling, 48 defending, and 70 physical. That is a +2 pace, +2 shot, +3 pass, +2 dribbling, +2 defending, and +5 physical. We play him in the main team that we generally rock up with. I know Felipe Anderson's on like 6 chem, 7 chem, whatever. I'm not really fussed, but or 5 chem actually, even get my maths right. But the premise of this was to focus hard on Politano. Is he a right winger? And personally, for what I played of the 87, especially to unlock the 89, I feel he is more a central card. Play him as a cam or a striker, he could actually work pretty well. And for me, I just feel, well, it's a nice boost, and we put Hawk on him because I feel that's what helps him out just a little bit more in the shooting department. I know some people might go like Deadeye or Sniper, but he's got 4-star, 4-star, high and medium work rates, left footed, 5'7". In the 5 games we've played, we've only scored 1 goal. Genuinely, in the 5 games he was a shadow. Pretty much the only game he actually turned up was his first game. In that first game I thought, this could be a good card here. We might be onto something here, because he was passing brilliantly, he was in great positions, and when I needed him to go central, he was doing it perfectly. And I thought, the thing was, when I looked over the first game even more, I thought it wasn't really the first game completely. It was that first, the second half of that game is where he was a bit more impressive. But it took a bit of work to kind of get there in the first place. But I feel when you look at the end games, 94 acceleration, 92 sprint speed, as I said, they got +5 at Hawk, 85 attack positioning, 85 finishing, 88 shot power, 92 long shots, 84 volleys, 79 penalties. They got +10 and 5 respectively across the board. 85 vision, free kick accuracy, 89 crossing, 88 short pass and curve, 84 long pass, 96 agility, 93 balance, 83 reactions, 90 ball control, 88 dribbling, 84 composure, 72 defensive awareness, which is quite crazy actually, but we work with it. Now physical, obviously he's only got 52 strength, we've had to bump it up to 57, and it's still pretty weak at that. 77 aggression, it goes up +10. 98 stamina, so stamina ain't an issue. 65 jumping, which goes up to 75. You might find a few people as well may look at a chem style that try and boost that strength even more, try and get up like +10 or whatever. Try it if you can, because I feel, for me personally, that is where he lacks horribly. The 2 biggest issues, and when I compare his 89 to his 87, I feel it's a fair thing to do as well with you. What I find strange is the 89 didn't play as well as the 87, which made no sense to me. Only because I think he stays too much on the wings, and if you're because I'm playing it as a 4-3-3, you've got to play him as a cam. You have to kind of maybe go 4-2-3-1 or something that just kind of enables you to just at least change things up. So we've played the 87 for 112 games, 31 goals, 40 assists. Not the best return, I'm fully aware of that. But I just feel that the 87 played a lot better for me. Maybe just because I've got used to it over time. But the 89 just didn't feel like it was clicking as well as it should have. And it's just a weird one. Like, his stamina on the 87 is 91, that's up 7. But the strength's only 49. And like, the thing was, the strength at times wasn't really as big an issue with the 87 compared to the 89, which feels weird, even though you're giving the same, you've used torque again and you're just trying to get that little bit more of a boost. It's almost as if the card's just is off somewhere, and maybe, as I said, it might just need to be more a central card if you're going to play him, because for me he's not a winger. He cannot, I just feel he just cannot play it. I don't know what it is about the card, whether it be the 87 or the 89, and I just feel that if you want the best use out of him, play him as a cam, play him as a striker. Where it be, if you're going to play him as a striker, don't play him as a lone striker, play him in a 2. Like when we did the 87, we played him up top with Balotelli, and they both linked up very, very nicely. And maybe when I did the games, when I was doing them through Foot Champs, I should have done the same again. I should have maybe went to like a 2 up top, put Balotelli and Politano as a strike force. But when you kind of compare the two, there is some notable differences. Like, I will admit that. I feel his passing and his dribbling's pretty on point, but the strength, he could have 70 strength and I still feel he'd get pushed off the ball very, very easily. It's such a the card just feels so weak. Like, a breeze could blow him over. That's how bad it is. I know the extra little pace boost can help a little bit, especially at this stage of FIFA, and you just want him to be putting his chances away. And when we gave him the chance, he wasn't really doing much for us. And this is where I feel, when I went over all the footage for the 5 games, there was very, very little to work with. I was genuinely scratching my head. And all it was most of the time him just dribbling down the wing, and that was it. I thought, if I was trying to get a pass in, it wasn't going to anyone, or if it was trying to cut inside into anyone, it wasn't any of that. If he was trying to chase a ball down, it was kind of like that example there. He wasn't getting the ball, and I thought, all I'm finding is negatives after negatives on this card, which is actually quite annoying, really, because when you unlock the card, you're hoping and praying that you get collectively much more footage and you actually get a better return out of him, but it just wasn't happening. And saying that, his goal was very well taken. I didn't expect him to be where he was, and he put it away nicely. That was probably his biggest positive. But collectively, if you've got the 87, and if as long as you don't really use him if you don't use him, the 87 in general, and you want an 89, I would assume you're going to use it for SBC fodder or as a super sub. That's what I would go and do. I wouldn't go all out and try and run your socks off to just get the 87 to then get the 89 and hope and pray the 89 fits in your team. I wouldn't. He's not. He's a nice card, but he just doesn't work for me anyway. I've seen a couple of reviews already of the 89, and some say he's pretty good, and he is a good card. I will not take that away from him, but he's not going to fit the meta or anything like that. He's not there for you. So I would say he's a 7 out of 10 for overall, but to grind just to get unlock him, a 9 out of 10. He's worth going for. I wouldn't knock it. It's a good SBC card to just throw in if you're not going to use them. But all in all, folks, hopefully you find this useful. As I said, I was hoping to have had more in game of them, but it was just so poor, which was kind of a disappointment, really. I thought if I kept showing the negatives and the negatives, you'd then feel oh, I'm not really wanting this card anymore. But let me know, folks, as I said in the comments, if you've unlocked them, what you thought of them, and what you got from your pack from doing it. Smash the like as always, sub to the channel for new, follow me on Twitter, GSLegend, and I'll catch you all later.